Jason Aldean is still getting huge wins even after Whoopi Goldberg and The View and the rest of the woke mob was trying to cancel him and his song Try That in a Small Town for apparently being racist. I don't really understand how it was, and most people out there don't understand how it was either, but they can twist anything to fit their narrative, and that's definitely what they tried to do with Jason Aldean's song Small Town, and it definitely backfired on him. We can see this article here from Rolling Stone says everyone's already lost interest in Jason Aldean's Try That in a Small Town. We're seeing this with stuff like Sound of Freedom. Now we're seeing that with Try That in a Small Town. They're trying their absolute best to spin this narrative into a way, to spin this situation to fit their narrative and put it in a way that benefits their story, benefits their side more, when in reality this is a W and you can't really take it away from Jason Aldean. You can't really take it away from the anti-cancel culture crowd. Like, it's just impossible. It was a huge W. After a week at #1, the controversial song plummeted 20 spots on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. So now, after Try That in a Small Town spent a week at #1, it dropped down to number 21, which is probably around where it would have been if the boycott never tried to knock it down. If we'd never had to support Jason Aldean's Try That in a Small Town, it probably would have never gotten past top 20. I don't know. I'm not a music chart expert, but I would say that this is probably around where it would have normally been, or maybe possibly even lower. Who knows? But they're trying to make this out to be like it's some sort of L for Jason Aldean that he spent a week at #1 on the charts. Like I said, the only reason why he was ever #1 on the charts is because the anti-cancel culture crowd, the people out there with common sense, were like, hey, they're trying to cancel this Jason Aldean song. Everybody go listen to this Try That in a Small Town song because it actually has a pretty decent message in it. And also the left is trying to cancel the song. So everybody was like, let's all stand in solidarity with Jason Aldean because he said he's not backing down to the mob. And we definitely need more people like Jason Aldean, like the others who have stood up to that mob, because that's the only way that you can defeat them. And he didn't just defeat them, he dominated them. I mean, a week at #1 on the chart is not a small feat. And the fact that he dropped down 20 spots after being a week at #1 is not any kind of W for the crowd that was trying to cancel him. And like I said, the only reason why Try That in a Small Town was even #1 in the first place is because you tried to cancel them. Let's check out this article here from Outkick. It says woke outrage backfires, launches Jason Aldean's song to #1 spot on Billboard. Jason Aldean's Try That in a Small Town continues its tear through the charts. Now the song has reached the top spot on Billboard Hot 100. And even I had questions about Jason Aldean. Was he actually going to stick to this? Was he actually going to, say F you to the woke mob? And he did. But, after he edited out those 6 seconds of his Try That in a Small Town music video, I was definitely questioning him. I was like, why isn't he making a statement about this? If he wasn't the one that made the call, then why wouldn't he come out and say, guys, this wasn't my decision. I'm sorry. I'm still not bowing down to that mob that's trying to cancel my song. But he ended up going on stage a few more times after that and just giving great speeches, like I'll probably put towards the end of this video, just giving great speeches in solidarity with the people who are standing with him, who are supporting his song, Try That in a Small Town. Let's also check out what's going on with Whoopi Goldberg ever since this whole situation with Jason Aldean and Whoopi Goldberg and The View went down. There's some interesting things developing over at The View. Whoopi Goldberg might even be getting fired. Let's check out what's going on with this.
And then the Jason Aldean controversy, another country music star that tried that in a small town, where Whoopi came out against it and the fans were in disagreement with her.
There's a lot wrong here with this. This is a man who saw what happens when someone is out of control with their guns.
Yeah.
He was performing in Vegas, and he saw people get, so I don't understand how he could be that disconnected, how people around him didn't say to him, hey, listen, you know what? Maybe there's a better way to do this, because...
Well, the imagery invoked race. That's what was...
There's no reason to separate big city people from small town people. That, to me, is the divisive part of this song. I mean, it's a deplorable song and it's annoying.
I just don't understand what these people are even saying, man. I know that I've said it in videos before, but I just can't help myself. I have to say it again. There is a difference between big city people and small town people. I mean, if you haven't lived in... The only way that you wouldn't think that there isn't is if you haven't been in both. Like, there's obviously a difference in values. There's a difference in the way of living. There's a difference in people. That's like saying that there's not a difference between American people and people who live in China. And also, I don't really understand how his music video invoked race at all. There was a whole bunch of white people at the BLM riots. Like, there was a lot of them. I mean, Jake Paul was caught on camera running into a mall and looting stores in a mall. A rich white dude running into a mall and looting. Like, I don't understand how that invokes race. The only reason why it invokes race is because you are invoking it. Like, you are the ones who are saying that, oh, these are people setting things on fire. It must be black people. That's racism coming from you, coming from The View, coming from Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar.
So, however, while this break happens before they go into the next season, which supposedly is to start in September. This is when shows usually can their hosts, like they can certain members, and there's no announcement yet on which crew members are under contract or will renew their contract to come back for a new season. This is when they cut hosts and bring in new talent, or even cut the show. Disney, remember, has talked about having these legacy shows where they might either cut them or sell them because ABC and Disney product has been cratering because of the explosion of the internet, and even, cable is starting to fail now.
I mean, there's really no way that people are still watching The View, right? Like, you have to be like absolutely brain dead to watch The View. I can't even think of anything that I would like to watch less than The View. A bunch of fat old women complaining about things that they know nothing about, saying that everything is racist, everything is sexist, everything is just so oppressive to them. Like, why would you ever want to watch The View and Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar just complain about everything?
So this could be the end of Whoopi. I'll let you tell me in the comments below.
I definitely could see it being the end of Whoopi. I think that The View's end is coming soon. I don't know if it's going to happen now. I think they might have probably announced it already if it was going to end, but it could be the end of Whoopi. I mean, the Jason Aldean lawsuit against Whoopi Goldberg rumors are still swirling. I know a lot of people are saying that that's been debunked, but who knows? It could still happen. Maybe Jason Aldean is still talking to his legal team and trying to make a final decision on that. He's a busy guy. He's doing shows all the time. He's, making music all the time. He's a busy dude. So it wouldn't happen immediately. He would have to talk to his legal team and everything like that. Let me know in the comments still what you're thinking. Is Whoopi Goldberg going to be fired? Is Jason Aldean going to end up suing Whoopi Goldberg? And do you agree with Rolling Stone that this is actually an L for Jason Aldean, because Try That in a Small Town was only #1 for a week and then dropped 20 spots? Let me know in the comments what you're thinking about this whole Jason Aldean and Whoopi Goldberg situation.
We cut that we thought was a really cool song. The message that we wanted to get out there has completely gotten overshadowed by all the bullshit, all right? And so I was laying in bed last night and I'm thinking to myself, you guys would get this better than anybody, right? Because I remember a time, I think it was April 2013, when the Boston Marathon bombings happened. You guys remember this, right? And what I saw when that happened was a whole, not a small town, a big ass town come together, no matter of your color, no matter anything. The whole country, and especially Boston, came together to find these two pricks that did that, right? And any of you guys that would have found those guys before the cops did, I know you guys from Boston, and you guys would have beat the shit out of that dude. Either one. And I've been trying to say this is not about race, it's about people getting their shit together, acting right, acting like you got some common sense.